So I'm painting my house and I just want to make a quick video while I'm thinking about it. This week I saw a post on Facebook that had over 5,000 likes on it. And it basically was rebuking people for saying to mothers or fathers who have neurodivergent children, well, you're so strong, and admiring their strength and saying, well, God gives his, toughest soldiers the hardest tasks or something like that. And there were 5,000 responses to that, all agreeing. And basically the post was saying, well, we don't choose to have neurodivergent children. Like, our strength just is more like brokenness. It comes from absolutely no choice. And I can't remember everything she said, but along the lines of that. And to a point, I agree, but the rest of her post became quite disempowering, as if while the people who were saying this were trying to make you feel better, they were saying, yeah, we don't want people telling us this. We're not strong people. We've had no choice. And here's something that nobody thought of in the comments, and I really just wanted to put it out there, and I think this will empower you today. When people say things like that to you when you're going through tough times, whether you're parenting a neurodivergent child or you're going through something really tough, and someone says, gee, you're so strong, and they're admiring your strength, right? Or they say a little cliche line like, well, God gives these to his toughest soldiers. And I know it can kind of infuriate you, because I have been through some really tough stuff in my life as well. And it doesn't feel like that at the time. You're like, oh, well, I'm not a soldier. It's just something that's happened to me. I've really had no choice. What people really are saying is that they are not just admiring the fact that you're strong, right? A lot of people are strong. We've gone through a lot of stuff, especially in 2020. Most people have come through a lot of crap that they've had to overcome. And yes, it's because life has thrown this at you, not necessarily because you've had a choice. But they're not necessarily admiring the fact that you're strong and saying, look, you're so tough and strong, and trying to lift you up on a pedestal to make you feel better. What they're saying is that they admire your character. You see, because to build strength, you have to first break yourself down. Let me give you an example of the gym. If I wanted strong muscles, I have to go to the gym, I have to eat well, and I have to be consistent. I have to go there every single day and show up without fail and do the work in order to build that muscle. But before my muscle can be built, I have to break it down. And breaking muscle down, and I've done this before, I wanted abs when I was younger, and believe me, there was a very high cost that I paid to get abs. It took a lot of time, it took a lot of consistency, and when your muscle is broken down, it really hurts. You get something called DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness, and if you've ever had that, I'm telling you, it is no joke. It is very, very painful. And that is the same thing that people go through emotionally when they are becoming strong, when they are going through things. You have to be consistent. If you have a neurodivergent child that you've raised or are currently raising, and someone is admiring your strength, what they're saying is that they admire the price that you paid to acquire that strength, okay? Because I know a lot of parents, and I've worked with thousands of parents over the years, and I've met them just as being a parent myself. So many parents, when times get tough, they check out. They check out emotionally, they check out physically, they let someone else or something else, like an iPad or something, raise their child instead. They break down, they can't emotionally handle it. They're, crying every single day. They don't, they stop looking after their child the way that they should, and they become either abusive parents or neglectful parents. But if you've raised a child and someone is looking at you and saying, hey, I admire your strength in that way, They're saying, I admire the price that you paid to become strong, because you had to be consistent day in, day out. You had to show up day in, day out. You had to be determined at all costs to never give up, to rearrange your whole life, to go through everything that you've gone through in order to become that person. You see, strength comes at a price. It comes at a steep cost. And yes, we don't always choose it. Sometimes life just throws things at us and gives us kind of no choice. But that's the thing that she was saying in the video. I had no choice but to become strong. So don't admire me. No, honey, you did have a choice, because I've seen parents who chose not to become strong. I've seen parents who have checked out, who have abused their kids, who have neglected them. So she chose to rise up above the fray. She chose to raise her standards. She chose to get on with what she had to, and she did have a choice. You do have a choice. You could check out like my parents did, and not that we were terribly difficult kids to raise, but parenting is difficult. My parents became abusive. Other parents, they become neglectful. They just check out and like let grandma raise the child, or iPad or TV, or just go to your room, and they don't interact with their child very much. They check out mentally and they check out emotionally. They may be present in their body, but they're not present in their heart or their spirit. So if someone is admiring you because they see a strength in you, even if they have used a cliche like, oh, well, God gives his toughest assignments to his strongest soldiers, know this: they are not admiring your strength per se. They are admiring the fact that you chose to stand up, you chose to keep going, and they are admiring the price that you paid to acquire that strength, which is a price that so many people won't ever pay. They refuse to pay, and that takes character, right? So in the end, what they're admiring is not your strength and not just the price you paid. They're admiring your character. What they're saying is that you are of good character, and that, my friends, is what they're admiring, and that is something you should be proud of.